Welcome back, TGIF. It is Friday once again. Thanks for being here, everyone. What is that? Look how green she is.
I was feeling a little green
today. I'm gray, and she's like beaming.
TGIF.
She's like a shiny penny.
I'm trying to bring the dollars. We're bringing the dollars.
We're bringing the dollars. That's why you're green?
Yeah, we're manifesting the green.
Wow.
It's that time of the year. We just had a great full moon. All the things.
I like it. I like it. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hello.
It's been a long week. There's a lot of stuff that went on this week, and I ended up doing a bunch of good content, good videos this week.
I missed it. I was busy. I had a busy week.
Yeah, I did a lot of Starlink stuff. I normally work in other things, but there was so much going on with Starlink, I had to cover it, you know? So before we say hello to everybody, I just want to let you know what I covered, as I always do, for the week. So if you want to talk about any of this stuff, that's fine. If you want to talk about something else, that's fine too. So yesterday's video was SpaceX launches satellites while Amazon launches attorneys, and that's kind of exactly what's going on. Bozo the Clown over there, you know, Bezos ended up getting all of his attorneys to let's just cry baby to the FCC and say, listen, you know, Elon Musk can't put 1 million satellites in he's not putting 1 million satellites, but he's requesting 1 million satellites. It's kind of just to say, look, this is kind of like a placeholder. All right, I'm going to do a lot of satellites, so, you know, like it or not, they're going to go up there. So we just want to get approval. And of course, you know, Jeff's having a big just a fit.
He crying?
He's crying like a little baby about it. He's crying like a little billionaire about it. Yeah, it's really sad. And, you know, I don't know. I always think it's really strange because, you know, I always say he's stupid, and he's not stupid, all right? This is like top of the class kind of guy. But he's like unwise, right? He could be brilliant, but he's just not wise. He does stupid stuff. Like, anyways, so that was one of the videos. Take a look at that if you haven't watched it. It was a lot of fun putting that together. I also did one which was NASA just admitted that SpaceX was right along, just 100% right. And I talked about.
I don't know where my chat went.
Okay.
My chat always
I'll be there in just a
disappears.
So, and then, I don't know, it was a really interesting video because I talked about like what ended up going on when it comes to Isaacman over there, and, you know, he's the administrator, NASA administrator. There's a lot of good stuff. And I talked about his, let's say, role into really changing NASA's kind of like point of view on how they do stuff. It's such a bureaucratic nightmare over there that he's kind of flipping it on its head, and we could talk some about that. And then finally, the other video that I did at the very beginning of the week was I talked about Starlink just made a massive price change, and they haven't done anything when it comes to the $120 price for like 35 months, and they finally changed it from $120 a month to $109, and they put two other prices in there, one for $39 and one for like $59 or something. These are like lowball prices. Basically, I think it has to do with the IPO and getting as many people on board as possible pre-IPO so they can say, oh, look, we're up to 15 million now. Right now they're at like 10 million, getting close to 11 million customers. So they would like to get to about 15 million. So we'll see what ends up happening. Anyways, say hello, and let me just see what we could do with fixing it. What is going on with it? Is this the chat down here?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't even
say
know
hello,
either.
he says, but I can't see the chat.
I don't know. I don't know how this happens all the time. It's the weirdest freaking thing.
I think it's my vibes, my energy with the technology. We just don't work together.
No, you just don't vibe.
No, we don't vibe. It's a thing, and it's Friday, and I'm tired. What else is new?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Let me take a look at this and see if we can get this thing going. Yeah, you just.
I'm gonna say hello to Low Tech Greg and Alaska Big Bear.
You want me to pop it out
Honey
again?
Badgers, yes please. Radioactive Texan, Bad Bobber. Hey, Bad Bobber. The Ordway, you're here. GBNT Group. Aloha, y'all from Texas.
Aloha.
Welsh and Sun Farm. Wait, you
We
just
gotta go up to-
David
yeah, but there's
Fofi,
stuff
how
at the
are
top,
you?
too.
Lost Gala. Jim Long 4259. Laura Lee, how are you doing? I'm going to
Laura Lee.
backtrack and find some questions. And wait, we have some Super chats. Hey, Shannon, how's it going?
Shannon is here.
Are you back on dry land?
Yes, he is back.
That's amazing. It says, official live on the air, purple hair, yes. Fab has all my green. Joe knows what I mean. Super chat, like, subscribe, and share. Hello, all. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you for being here, Shannon.
Way
really appreciate you.
Pop off a Friday night.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Before you say hello to anyone, I see at the very top here, this Laura Lee 559 says, "I'm so mad. Starlink surcharge went up to $1,500
What?
in my area before I could get my mounted." Do you know what? That's a lot. I've seen surcharges of 1,000. I haven't seen actually anyone getting hit with 1,500. And my understanding is they were supposed to get rid of all surcharges completely like months ago. So why you're getting, like, where are you located? This question is for Laura Lee. Where are you located to be able to get this?
$1,500?
Yeah. So what ends up happening is that
That's
if
not
you,
for residential. It can't
yeah, it's
be.
residential. So what happens is if you're in an area that is so inundated, right? It's
Yeah.
just it's congested. They're using surcharges to slow down the onboarding of people.
So they don't want your business.
They don't want you. They want your business, but kind of push it back. So they're kind of trying to slow it down.
So they're charging you more?
So what they do is it's a one-time fee. Some is $100, some is $500, some is $750. I've seen as high as $1,000. That's like upfront you have to pay just to get in. Whereas, like, so what they could do
that's
differently
crazy.
is instead of doing a surcharge, they could do like me and say, well, you can't get service at all. And you can go on the waiting list. And that's what
Yeah.
happened with us. We were on the
Right.
waiting list
For like over a year.
9 months.
9 months?
Yeah, it was like, I think maybe almost 10 months. We were on a waiting list. So they could do the waiting list thing or they can do a surcharge thing. And I guess they probably figured out that people would rather do the surcharge. So they don't go on a waiting list. They just don't get it at all if they can't pay the surcharge. But if you really want it, you could pay the surcharge and get involved right away.
That's crazy.
But like I said, where are you located? That's crap. That's $1,500 is a lot of money.
You think?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's
Once those Generation 3s, once the version 3 satellites are up there before, like, I want to say third quarter of this year, maybe fourth, the latest, at that point there will be no waiting list, no surcharges, no nothing, because they're going to have more capacity than they know what to do with. So just hang tight for that. You know, all of us onboarding early, we have to feel the pains. Like when we first started, like the system was so freaking good. It was too good. And then it went, it was like, and we were paying $99 a month. Then it went to $110 a month and the service actually went into the toilet. And then it went up to $120 a month and the service started coming back. All right. I'm going to do a speed test before we're gone off air tonight. Right. So you can see what we're currently getting for speeds. So anyways, go ahead and say hello to anyone else that we missed.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, I will not.
I know my job.
Don't do it then.
I've had enough of that. Thomas F. Walton, yes, it's the first time in the last few Fridays that I can watch you live.
Thank you for being here, Thomas.
Happy that you're here.
Any
with
questions?
us.
Throw them in there. At JCristina.
Christopher Levesque, how come I can't find the mini dish deal on my Starlink account?
A lot of people say the exact same thing, and it really has to do with your address. Not your zip code, your actual address. So.
All right. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Hello, you two. You both lovely people. Great
Thank
to
you.
see you both. You always manage to complete my week. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Really appreciate that.
We are super excited, and I am here and running for all of your questions, Sarah. You make me laugh.
You're running for office.
Am I running for office?
Yeah,
I'm off and running.
You're off and running.
Off and running. But I don't think for office. Y'all wouldn't want me for office.
No, they wouldn't want me either. That's for
Shit.
sure.
Let's see. GBNT Group just got my Starlink up and running. Should have done it myself.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. You really don't need to hire anyone unless you have like a 2-story house or some shit and you don't want to go all the way up there, like I wouldn't. Then I can see, doing that. But if you have a 1-story house, it's pretty easy to do. It's not that big of a deal, running the wires and stuff.
Really quick, Shannon has popped off again.
Wow.
With Friday night gifted membership. So if you received a gifted membership from Shannon, please give him a shout out and say thank you.
Yes, thank you, Shannon. Appreciate that.
Home Gang 420, hello all from Utah.
Utah. Wow.
Welsh and Son, like, hate, share, subscribe to keep Bozo dancing gone far away. Agreed.
I'm going to put Bozo on here just
no
for
one
a
likes
second.
him. He's skeevy.
I know he is skeezy. Hold on. Is he there? Oh, there he goes.
He gives a yuck factor.
Look at that. It's Jeff Bezos in his glory. Look at that. Look at that. He can break dance. That man is, look at that. He is.
David Lockwood, hello.
Bozo is fit and he's just break dancing away.
Alaska's Big Bear, my Starlink has been lagging in the past few days.
No lagging.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. PCB, hello there from Indiana. And B2762, hello from Western North Carolina.
How are you doing?
Yes. David Fofi, right out of the gate, Shannon is killing it.
Always counting on Shannon. Absolutely amazing.
And just so you know, Welsh and Son Farm said right off the gate, you're trying to sabotage me with a computer. Thank you.
Always.
Sarah said, I'm watching you both on my TV and laptop from New Zealand.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm waiting for some questions and some funny remarks, Sarah. Elisa Muel Adolfo. Para JC, a sua família, tenham I can't see, I'm sorry. Ótimo final de semana. Thank you very much. Happy weekend to you too.
Yes.
Una buona notte.
Thank you. You have a great night too.
Let's see. Alaska Bear, I had to pay, I think, $600 and wait 2 years before I got it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, we paid $99.
Yeah,
that was like the initial to get in the waiting. $99 just to get on the waiting list.
I get that, but that's a big that's a big difference from $1,500.
Yeah, but we were on at the very beginning.
Right, and it was like that's
it was $99. We sat around for 10 months and I just waited and waited and waited. I was like, oh my God, are we ever going to get this? And when we got it, it was literally, it changed everything. It sounds weird to say that. It almost sounds like a commercial. I don't work for this guy. I never got a penny from Elon or from the company ever. So, but the bottom line is it really changed the family, in general, just connecting.
Oh, everything.
I mean, everything from our TV experience, from
TV,
phones to
obviously the internet.
Yeah, we just dumped everything. We dumped AT&T. We dumped Dish Network. Yeah. So it literally changed everything. And that's why, like I said, that's why I've always said, that's why I do these videos.
When people live in the cement jungle, they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't understand.
When you're out in the sticks, now it's not so bad, but we're still in the sticks.
Yeah,
It's just stuff has grown, popped up
closer.
around us. But you have to be self-reliant. You have to worry about your own water. You've got to worry about even though you get electricity, you still have to worry about that because with hurricanes and whatever, when all these trees fall or whatever, you're on your own.
50-year-old wooden poles that are ready to come down.
Yes, it did change our life to have that.
Big difference for sure.
Let's see. Just me, Italian Stallion Calabrese here. Good to see you guys.
Hey, it's the Calabrese.
Old Man Dom. Yay, happy Friday.
Hey, how's it going, old man Dom?
Let's see. Virtually Kirby. Congested market in Spokane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a few congested areas that are making things a little bit rough, for sure.
Whoever's giving us the hearts, I'm loving life.
Lots of hearts. Love it. Loving the hearts. If you guys have a question, put at JCristina.
I just put
JCristina.
This is how tired I am. I put love the Hearst.
Love the Hearst?
Yes.
What the hell is that?
I mistyped.
You mistyped? Jeez. It's all downhill from here, guys. Yeah. It's downhill.
It started early,
Sarah. We got like an hour more of this, okay? Just hang tight.
I have my glasses.
Hold
Sarah,
it together.
It's just that, I feel like I can't even see that good with them, so they're here.
Let me see. Maybe I should use them. Maybe I could see better.
No, because you have a big head. No, you're going to pop them. Oh, no. You look like Harry Potter. Take them off. That's not a look.
Oh, my God. That's just...
They're for reading.
Yeah.
You could use it.
They're like
Shannon put alligators. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh no.
Let me.
Yeah, once again, at JCristina.
Yeah, if you
put
have
it
any questions,
at JCristina,
please.
and it just pops up in orange. We can
Yes.
see it,
So I can see better.
So you can see it, and this way we don't miss any of your questions.
Final 1335 days. How well does the antenna deal with snow? Pretty good because it has its own heater, correct?
No, it doesn't.
When I thought I knew something. What do you know?
No, it does heat up though. It doesn't have so
You
a lot
don't
of
know nothing.
The snow will melt off the front face of the dish, and the way it does it is it doesn't have like a heater ring in it. What it does is it increases the amp and the load on all of the circuitry inside, hence it heats up. That's how it does it. So it does have a thermostat, let's say, so it constantly is checking for temperature. And if it goes below a certain temperature, it, once again, fires things up and it uses more watts.
Megawatts.
Not megawatts.
Gigawatts.
Not gigawatts.
I'm really off
Not
tonight.
gigawatts.
All kinds of watts.
Not terawatts. No, but yeah, so it uses
What do you
more.
want?
It uses more watts, and it just heats up that way. But yes, it does a really good job. You'll actually be able to see snow on the face of it, and once that thing just picks up, you'll just see it just slide right off. So it works really well. I want to show you guys so I installed the SpaceX Starlink dish 5 years ago on this building. And at the same time, I installed another antenna, okay? This antenna was for, at the time, we had T-Mobile, we still have T-Mobile, but I used it more for being able to get the transmission between the tower, right? So it's an external dish, but it's like an antenna. Anyways, the bottom line here is I want to show you guys what the difference between that antenna, the way it looks, and the way SpaceX Starlink looks after 5 years. I think you guys will be interested in it. So I'm going to do a video on that because they are not in the same ballpark. When I say whatever SpaceX is using in this spacey gear, I don't know, but it doesn't mold, it doesn't like tarnish or it literally looks really good. And I didn't clean either one of them. So when you look at it, you're going to be like, holy shit, these were both hung on the same, like right around the same month. Yes. So hang tight for that because it's very interesting. It gives you an idea of the quality of this thing. Some people don't realize it, but it's actually really high quality. Anyways, so that's like another video. Maybe I'll do it next week or the week after. Depends on what's going on. Do you know the Chinese still haven't released the damn, remember I was telling you about this AI?
Yeah.
They still didn't release the thing.
And
I'm still waiting so that I can do this this AI thing for you guys. So just hang tight for that. I'm really, really excited about it, but they just haven't released it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Shannon, super chat, zombie mode, 5 miles per hour limit pissed off a lot of RV people. What is this? It is just amazing what the engineers at SL can do with their system.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was 5 miles per hour. I thought it was 10 miles per hour. When I did the video.
Wait, what does this mean?
So I talked about this. So I did a video.
Joe, I don't listen to you.
I know you don't listen to me.
I work too.
I know. So I did a video and I talked about, so they have a zombie mode where it's $5 a month. And so instead of shutting your system off, it puts it not on hold, it puts it into zombie mode is what I call it. It's like it's alive, but it's not alive, but it's really slow. So
it's do not mode.
Yeah. So it uploads and downloads at like 1 megabit maximum. They say it's a half megabit, but I've been hearing a lot of people getting a megabit. But either which way, let's say half a megabit to 1 megabit up and download. So it's very slow. But I did a video explaining all of the things that you can do with 1 megabit. And it's a ton. And the reason I know is because we had shit service. So we had to figure out how to do things on a budget, so to speak, with really, really slow speeds. We had AT&T Uverse, right, and AT&T DSL, and we literally had 0.75 megabytes or megabits up. And then they finally bonded 2 of the lines together, and we ended up with 1.5 megabits. Anyways, so the 1 megabit up and 1 megabit down is actually not that bad. So I did a video explaining. And one of the things was actually putting it in your car. Like if you're a truck driver or
Right.
something, throw it on the dash, and then you're only paying $5 a month, and now you have telemetry. You got weather reports. You have.
I think
you
I
have
do
your,
remember this.
You remember that?
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
have
yeah.
like your global positioning stuff. You have all of your mapping. You have all kinds of stuff. I have people that watch the show using the zombie mode, but they watch it at like 360p or 480p, and it actually works. So there's a lot of shit you could do with it, but what they've figured out is they said, you know what? A lot of people are using it, like I said, in their car, and now they have a speed limit, and that was actually the name of the video. So once you go above 10 miles per hour, Shannon is saying 5, whichever one it is, as soon as you go past that, boom, it shuts down. And they do that so you don't kind of screw them out of a lot of money.
Okay.
So that's kind of it. But yeah.
That was a long time. Okay, Matthew, watching from Jamaica, when will we get the residential plan here in Jamaica?
Yeah, that's a good, I get that question a lot about Jamaica, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Jamaica. Honestly, it's not just you, it's a lot. I get that question all the time, and I don't have an answer for it. And I don't know why you don't have it. I don't know, right? Maybe it's some ruling with your government or something. If someone in the chat knows, please let them know, because I don't have an answer to that. I really don't know. Before you go any further, the other people that are really having a hard time with this change that's going on over there with SpaceX Starlink is aviation. Aviation used to pay $50 a month. They would put it into their Cessna, and they would go up there.
You
and they
talked
would,
about this
yes,
last Friday.
week. So it's the exact same type of thing with zombie mode. SpaceX Starlink, SL, they're really honing it down to speed, to telemetry, to altitude. They know exactly where their dish is. And if it's going past a certain speed, or if it's in the water X number of miles, they're going to shut it down. Or they're going to up you to a very expensive plan. So keep that in mind. That's very, very, very important. Anyways, go ahead.
Thomas Matt, hello from St.
Hey,
Petersburg,
Thomas.
Florida. You're right across from us.
Yes.
Alaskan Bear, you can put your dish on automatic and automatically melt the slow. I've had no problems whatsoever. Okay.
That's true.
And then Sarah said, has Joe got a wooden leg yet after all the kicking under the desk?
There's been plenty. I actually kind of tuck, like you can't see it, but I actually cross my legs and I tuck them. So she can't get like a full kick.
Listen.
Not a full
I
kick.
use my upper thigh and my knee to kick him
and
on
you can
his
see
knee.
me. I'll do this a little bit.
He's gonna get it one way or another.
That's because she's actually kicking me under the table. Not that I run on or anything.
He tries to get away, but
I get people all the time, like in comments and stuff. Oh, why is this so long? Why is this video so long? Can't you just like make it shorter? Can't you just say what you need to
I
say
get it
quicker?
because you have to explain all the stuff. I get it, but then like hurry up because we have a lot of questions. Okay. Shannon had put, I'm so behind. I have to look to see where I am.
You see?
Okay. No, I did that one. Here, okay, what is this? Virtually Kirby. I think when you guys tell us the great deal and best user Starlink says, stop the press, JCristina is giving our money away and changes tactics.
I've said that. That actually happened once before. I taught people how to do something, and literally it was like...
That means they're
It was
listening.
about 2 weeks late, so they have to be listening. But it was like 2 weeks later that they stopped it, and I don't remember what it is. If I sit and think about it, I will. But yeah, it's I try to.
You're welcome.
I try to give you guys, and then people will be like, "Well, keep it to yourself. Don't tell people."
Yeah.
But then no one will know about it. Then what's the purpose?
Then you won't help anybody.
Yeah. So the idea is I try to help people with all of like the nuances. Even with like pricing and stuff, some people don't understand like the rental model or the lease model. I did a whole video explaining it so you know what you're getting and what you're not getting and why you should and you shouldn't do it, right?
Do it.
So, I try to give all of this information. I'm not like, I don't
You're
work
not
for these
gatekeeping?
people. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not like, I just say it how it is. And if they like it, good. If they don't, they don't. and I try helping people, and that's it. But every once in a while, this is what happens.
All right, Michelle, let 3. I live in middle of nowhere and have power, no water, or anything else with no cell phone until I got Starlink, and now things are better. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way we are. No water, no septic, no sewer. We basically just have electric.
Well, we have water.
Yeah,
we dig
our own. Yeah, we have to pump our own water.
But I know
we
you
have
make
our
it
own
sound
septic.
like we have no water.
We don't. We don't have city water. We're not sitting here using buckets.
That's how you make it sound.
Guys, we're not using buckets, okay? We actually have water running in the house.
I have a wishing well. I go outside and I go like this and I pump it.
Yeah, exactly. Then just bring it, and then I just dump it over your head. Take a shower.
Dump it over your head.
And dump it over your head.
Just dump you.
But yeah, so we have water, but we just have to pump it out of we got to pump it out of the ground.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then when the shitter's full, we have to have it pumped out.
Yes, that's always fun.
Fun times.
GBNT Group, appreciate all the expertise you've been providing over the years. It's been very informative in helping us to pull the Starlink trigger. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Welsh and Son Farms, I thought it was green rats. I don't know.
It looks like rats too, but it's not. They're alligators, right?
Oh my God. Michael Bevins, sorry, my other property is in Valley, Washington. It has $500 surcharge. Can I use a Mini in these 2 areas?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's one of the things that is like a workaround. If you have a surcharge for residential and you're in a congested area, just simply get a Mini. And obviously at that point, you are going to be paying Mini prices, which is more expensive. So instead of 120 or 109, whatever it is now, you're going to pay 165 for unlimited. But at that point, that Mini goes anywhere. It could even go international. So the Mini is really powerful. So yeah, it's definitely a workaround.
Okay. You already talked about the $10 standby, right? Is it $10 or $5?
Yeah, well, it's $5. I mean, some people say
Virtually
10.
Kirby. A friend told me that they have a $10 standby. Can that be true?
Yes. So that is zombie mode. It's now. So it used to be called Pause, right? It was Pause, and it didn't cost anything. It was free. It would pause the service, and then that's it. Now it's called Standby. There's no more pause. It's Standby. It's $5 a month, so it's $60 a year. And what you end up getting is very slow service, but what ends up happening is as long as you keep it on, it will constantly update, it will update itself, it will download, it will fix the firmware, it will install new firmware. You do all the stuff to keep it up to date, so the security is still updated, everything is updated, so when you do want to use it, it's ready to go. In comparison to before, people would put things on, they would put it on pause, they would stick it in their cabin, they let it sit there for 9-10 months, they go back to the cabin, they plug it in, and now it's dead. It's basically a brick. And then when you call SpaceX Starlink, they're like, hey, we can't fix that, right? Because the security now is so outdated, we can't send you a patch that's old enough. You haven't updated it in almost a year. So, that was one of the things that was like a real big deal. I did a whole video on that too, on how to keep your system updated. This was like 2 years before they came out with this. I showed you guys how to do it using one of those little plug-in clocks that you plug in, and then you set a timer, and then it turns power on and turns power off. So I had people do that at their campground or at their, let's say, cabin. So it would automatically turn on the SpaceX Starlink. It would let it run for like 3-4 hours, and then it would shut it off. That was it. So it worked out good. Anyways.
Sarah said, I laugh at all the people who think Starlink has an element inside it. The conversations are laughable.
Yeah.
It's just electronic parts that warm up, and it uses more power to melt the snow.
Exactly
Low Tech
right.
Greg, I'm getting to your question. Fab, ask Joe for this. Thoughts, feelings of outcome of all the OS age verification laws looming and already passed?
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
I think that they're doing this age verification just as a means of spying on you and knowing like who you are and what you're doing and what you're looking at and what all the rest of the stuff. It's like, I don't think that I just believe many governments are so heavy-handed that we, the people, just go along with it because we were taught in school to be very complacent and to be sheep and to be lemmings and follow the other lemming in front of you off the cliff. Whereas there's a lot of free thinkers now that don't do it. They will not comply. And that's why they're having a hard time with it. There's a lot of people that will not go to sites that say, oh, there needs to be a age verification. Now you got to fill out kind of forms or whatever. They do that with a lot of different sites, from alcohol sites to cigarette sites to all of these sites where they want, your information. I won't give it to them. At that point, I just won't go to their site. So, but yes, that is, especially some countries are worse than others, but a lot of them are using that now. That's that age verification.
Yeah.
I just think it's bullshit. That's my personal opinion.
Like,
everyone is different. I've never been a lemming.
Alrighty.
So,
Michelle 3, the price I paid for my Starlink 4 years ago doesn't seem bad anymore because now they want $1,889 to buy one because of surcharge in my area. Good God.
yeah, see, that's surcharge.
Crazy.
The surcharge is a big deal. I mean, we bought ours, it was $5.99. Then they went to $4.99, they went to $4.49, then finally they went to $3.99 and then $3.49. And now we've seen them as low as, I think it's $3.29 or somewhere around there. And even the mini that started out at $5.99 went down all the way down to like $2.99. And there was some people that were able to get them for $1.99, which is like a steal. And then you could also get it for free if you want to lease or rent it. I don't recommend it. And if you don't know why, watch my video on it.
Okay. Colleen.
Hey, Colleen. Hey, Colleen.
No, can you stop?
Hey,
Can
Colleen.
I finish?
Colleen?
So annoying. Colleen Isles? I'm sorry. I just suck tonight. It's Friday. And this guy's not helping at all. Hi from Australia. I always watch your shows and informative Starlink information. A Starlink convert. Our internet isn't the best.
Yes.
Gets worse the more rural and isolated you get. Cheers from AU.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here. Australia. I mean, there's a lot of, like the Outback, there's a lot of places where, they have, so the only reason why you have worse coverage in really rural areas is not because of the satellites, because the satellites are overhead. It's because of the ground stations, okay? And some countries don't even have ground stations, okay? You have to actually bounce, the feed from satellite to actually get to a ground station. Well, eventually what you're going to see is they're going to, I wouldn't say do away with ground stations, but there'll be very few. And with the version 3 satellites, the speed in which they communicate using the lasers built on board, they have communication lasers, and they basically form a mesh network with the 10,000 satellites that are revolving around the planet at anywhere from 320, 340 kilometers in space to about 550 kilometers. All 10,000, or the majority of them, all the version 2 minis, and the version 1.5s, they all have lasers and they form a mesh network. So what's going to eventually happen is if you're in Australia and let's say you're right here, okay, and there's no ground station for just forever, it will bounce your request up to a satellite, and then instead of having to go, and then what it'll do is instead of going to a ground station that's far off, it'll actually bounce from satellite to satellite to satellite to satellite, back down to the ground, and then back up satellite to satellite to satellite, back down to you. That's just simply how it works. And it's going to be like that, and it'll be faster in the not so distant future. So by the end of this year, and the version 3s are up there, you're going to see faster speeds even when you're in the outback somewhere. Okay? So hang tight.
Sarah, does Fabs have an angry element built in when you make her angry, or does she turn into Incredible Hulk mode? Today, I would say Incredible
Greenie.
I think you will be missing your kneecaps soon. You're just taking long.
Okay.
Los
Can I get
Gala.
long-winded, guys? You can tell me the truth. I do, I think. I do. I try just giving you a lot of information.
Okay, Los Galas said, see, now you made me lose. Oh, questionable. What if we are ants in a giant dome to some larger alien creatures and the sun is just a giant magnifying glass looking into incinerate us? Then we would be screwed.
And see, and there you go. See, she has very pithy answers. Me, I'm like running on. I'll start talking. I'll start talking about the singularity and black holes and this type of thing. And she's just like, "We're screwed.
We're done." The end.
Just give all your questions to her because it'll be a lot
What's that
quicker.
song with the ants go marching on one by one? Okay, Shannon said that Starlink is available in Jamaica, but new residential activations are currently passed or sold out due to extreme demand
there you go,
following
congestion.
Hurricane Melissa, not a government ban. That network has reached.
There you go. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for that, Shannon. That makes sense.
David Fofi, my primary on the Gulf Stream, my fly pays $36,000 a month. My friend pays $36,000 a month for Starlink Unlimited. Jesus.
36,000 a month.
That is insane.
But that's on one Gulfstream? That seems excessive. Why is that? That doesn't
don't
make
know.
any sense.
Shannon said full capacity and many users are seeing no services available messages, though existing customers or roaming plans might still work. This is for Jamaica.
Yeah, the roaming plans, I'm almost positive they will work without a problem. So, I mean, you could always roam in Jamaica. Like I said, you can get a mini, and you shouldn't have a problem. But when you are trying to get an actual residential plan, due to congestion, I'm surprised they don't just do a congestion thing in Jamaica and say, "Hey, it's $1,500 if you want." I'm surprised they just say, "No, we're not giving it to you."
I don't know.
That's kind of weird, but
That is, yeah. Welsh and Son Farm at Sarah. You can tell when she's ticked off. Watch her eyes and the evil smile. He jumps.
yeah, that's pretty
Very
that-
observant.
that's pretty much it.
Low Tech Craig, as far as Jamaica goes, they have found that all the ganja smoke over the island is worse than any rain fade.
Guys, there is so much ganja being smoked here in South Florida that it is.
Yeah, we
Doesn't
talked
matter
about
where
that
you go,
Friday.
it is pungent.
Oh, I can smell it at 6 o'clock in the morning on the highway with my windows closed and my AC on. So,
Pungent.
Yeah. Los Gala. So everyone is faded on the island. Yes.
Custom faded.
Phil Dunham. Hey guys, run that by again. If I hook up the mini in the truck I drive and have forgotten to shut off, will they charge me roaming?
No, they're going to cut you off.
I steed a $5
Instead
zombie?
of a
Instead
$5
of
zombie.
$5
No, I
zombie.
think they just cut you off. I'm almost positive. If I'm wrong, if someone else knows better, let me know. Let everyone know. But I'm almost positive. Once you go past the mile per hour limit, 5 mile per hour, I thought it was 10 miles per hour. But either way, once you go past that limit, I think it's like lights out. And then once you go back to 0, it might turn back on. But there's certain plans. A perfect example is if you go in the ocean and you go past 12 nautical miles, which is 13.8 land miles into the ocean, you will be elevated to oceanic, basically, coverage. I think it starts at like $250 or something crazy. So, be careful, But with this plan, with the zombie mode, I think it just shuts off. I'm almost positive.
Okay. Joe Hoodnick. It says, your better half complained about you not cleaning your room. Did you do a cleanup?
No,
Absolutely no.
Absolutely not. This place is a
Are you
damn
insane?
nightmare. It is a nightmare. There's so much stuff. It's even worse now that I did the AC unit over there. It's worse. So yeah, I need to take like a full day, not do a video, and just
It's
do
a whole week.
I need to
Never
do like
mind
a 10-minute tidy.
No, we're past 10 minutes, y'all.
It's gonna be a little bit longer.
We're into like, I don't know,
Yeah.
2,400 hours.
No, it'd be a good day probably, and just really get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Just stop.
Okay. Sure.
So maybe it'll be a little bit longer, not by much.
Sure. Arnold Smith, a Comcast rep, stopped by a couple days ago wanting us to switch to their fiber. Got a resounding no thanks. We already love Starlink.
Wow. That's a big statement that you just stated right there. That is a big statement because Starlink has always been a crossover type of drug, right? It's a drug that you would take before you get to the main drug, which is fiber. So by you saying, no, I don't want fiber and I just will stick with Starlink, that really means a lot. That is really big. And Comcast, I think you said Comcast, right? They must have just shit a big friggin' log. They probably didn't even realize. They were like, what? They're probably like, what are you talking about? We have fiber. Fiber. Do you know what that is? You know, why would you want Starlink? Mm-hmm. So, but what people don't understand is even though Starlink is slower, it is more reliable, okay? There's a lot of people that we have known on the show here that have actually went to fiber from...
and
came back really quickly. For us, for example, I have 3 different providers, and that's because we need to be live at all times, even if one goes down. So we have fiber here now. That's after 30 years of having shit AT&T garbage. But we also have T-Mobile here, and of course we have SpaceX Starlink for the last 5 years. So I have all 3 of them pumped into a Raspberry Pi. So
a pie.
A pie.
Okay.
A pie.
Virtual Kirby said they are sailing around the world.
Cool.
And
Your mini is working. I guarantee it.
Sarah said, Joe, have you thought about joining a woman's chat group? LOL. Watch them all leave. Oh no, it's Joe.
It's Joe. He's going to run on and on and on. We're out of here. He's going to try to explain something, and I can't do it.
All right. Shannon has a super chat. Here you go.
Where is it?
Right here.
Let's see. Dispensaries in Jamaica. You would have to get a medical card from a doctor. Yes, I researched this. Laugh out loud. They no longer hand you a joint when you step off the cruise ship. I'm surprised. So you actually have to get a doctor's note. Interesting. That is pretty big. That is pretty big. Say hello to my granddaughter. Hello.
Hello, Anya.
How are you doing? Thank you for hanging out with us
on this crazy Friday night with these crazy people.
So we will have to watch our language.
Oh yes. Well, Shannon, it's Friday night.
Yeah, no.
It's always Joe's fault. He starts it.
I know. Thanks, Shannon.
Anya, put your earmuffs on.
Yes. Yeah, when we say like go like this. No, but yeah, no, that's I didn't know that about Jamaica. I thought it was just, you just roll off the ship and you're just like thrown like a pound. You just go to it. I don't know. Make a bonfire with it or something. I don't know.
Oh, wow, Thomas.
Holy shit. Anya.
Oh, earmuffs.
Muffs. Holy
Shnikes.
Thank you, Thomas. That is really, really, really nice. Thank you so much. Blessings. I really appreciate that. That is really great. Look at that. I've never even seen that. Have you ever seen that before? I've never even seen that.
No, but
that
I'm not
little
on
cartoon.
Here as much as you are.
I've never seen that ever. That is the coolest thing. Thank you so
very
much.
Monahan Outdoors. So I have a question. What are you referring to? It says, did you see they caught the guy by using a photo he uploaded to social media? The photo contained part of his fingerprint, and that's what they used to match it up.
That is crazy.
Are we talking about who?
Yeah, who? Who did they catch? That's interesting.
Maybe I missed
It's just
that.
amazing what they can do. And the other thing that's really kind of cool too is with AI now, you could take a picture just about anywhere on the planet and feed it into AI, and AI will cross-reference this shit, and will end up finding exactly where that location is, to the cell, That's just crazy. I mean, it's getting to a point where there's a lot of people for many, many years said, we want to be kind of, secretive, or we don't want people to know what we're doing, and we, this and that. They know everything that you're doing. I mean, just think about this. They forced us to wear a surveillance device and we wear it every single day. There's none of you out there that's not wearing a surveillance device right now. An iPhone, Android phone, whatever. You are being surveilled all the time. They are listening to our conversations through the phone all day, all night. Even when it's off and your screen is 100% black, they are still listening. The phone is still listening. I don't care what they say, because I've done tests like this in the past. I even did a video on this, and I spoke about, I think it was like a red Corvette or something. I was some kind of vehicle.
Oh, yeah, I remember
was it a
that.
Mustang? I think it was a Mustang.
Yeah, something.
And I kept on repeating this Mustang thing, this red Mustang. I really would like a red Mustang.
Now you're gonna get that.
I know it's going to happen.
Can you
I did
talk about a 1993?
a 1993
Ford Mustang.
Teal,
Yes.
8-cylinder.
It could be a 5.0.
Fox body.
Yes.
Yes.
Pop out sunroof.
Pop out sunroof, or even a
I had that.
So, but what ended up happening was
5-speed.
5-speed, right? Not an automatic, 5-speed. So, but I did that, and sure damn enough, literally within like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I started getting ads on YouTube, watching a video for cars. Now, it wasn't Mustangs that I was talking about, it was other cars. But that just goes to show, I never got ads for cars. And all of a sudden, I got like a Chevy ad, then I think it was like Honda or Hyundai or some shit.
Now we're going to get them all.
And now that I just said that, I guarantee you I will get ads for cars.
All right,
Okay?
and Ian, when Starlink Mobile implemented and data is 150 megabits second, and you go past the
Yeah.
point of 13 miles and over 100 meters, I hear California is trying to make Linux to do age verification. What is that?
Age verification.
It will be
It will be useful.
Yeah, is that what that
Yeah,
is?
it's a
Okay.
verification. Yeah, so I don't know what they're doing with the age verification, but I do know the 13.8 miles or 12 nautical miles is definitely a thing. If you go offshore and you're using SpaceX, like one of their minis, it will immediately, it'll be like, what it does is it actually shuts off and it'll pull up with an error, and it'll state that you need to go to an ocean plan. And that's it. Another thing that happens that is really kind of screwy is if you're in one of the Great Lakes, Lake Superior, any of the big lakes that are literally like 100 miles wide, when you go into the middle, obviously now you're like 50 miles offshore, guess what? It thinks that you're in the ocean. And it's like, oh, wait, you need to get an ocean plan. So there's like, and that's something they need to fix. Because I think if you're in a lake, I don't care what lake you're on, that's still land. You know, even though it's a lake, you're not talking about ocean. So, but that is a problem, and that is a glitch.
I'm talking about mobile with phone data.
Oh, with phone data. Gotcha.
Okay. Really quick, Sarah, thank you very much.
Sarah, thank you so much. Keep it up. Thank you, Sarah. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. If you have any question, just throw it in there. Happy to answer them.
Yep, sorry. It just scrolled down real quick.
Let it scroll.
God, sorry guys. Starlink okay, here we go. Found. Okay, the Ordway, is it okay to run your own servers with Starlink residential, web, FTP, and email?
You just won't be able to do it very well. And the reason being is SpaceX Starlink uses what is called CGNAT, Carrier Grade Network Address Translation. What that basically boils down to, before she kicks me, what that boils down to is you do not have a static IP address. You have an IP address that your neighbor has. And then it's translated, once again, it's Carrier Grade Network Address Translation. It's translated by, let's just say, them internally, and send you the packets as need be. So you don't get your own IP address. So it's very hard to run a server that you can access externally. There is workarounds, and I've talked about Pure VPN. That is a VPN company that used to sponsor the show. We still have an account with them. If you go to JCristina.com/VPN, JCristina.com/VPN, if you get one of their VPN services, you can actually add for like $3. You can get like not only a static IP address, but you can also get port forwarding. And that's the two things that are not available through SpaceX, Starlink, and a lot of other companies that use network address translation, carrier grade, right? So CGNAT is a problem where you don't have an IP address. So anyways, that's kind of the skinny. It'd be hard for you to do it. That's the bottom line. Unless you use a workaround.
Okay, Welsh and
She
Son.
didn't kick me. I appreciate that.
No, wait, hold on. Everything is, wait, shish kebab. Oh, here. GA Jeep. Hey guys, is the free
Hey.
mini a trap? And
Is a free mini? Yeah.
I sent, Welsh and Son Farm said everything is a trap. One chick F and you're hooked.
Everything is a trap. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. Well. So here's the skinny on the mini. The skinny on the mini. The free
Okay.
mini is kind of a trap. So here's how it goes. If you get a free mini, okay, you need to be with them for 12 months. That's just the way it is. If not, they're going to charge you full fare for it, whatever it is, $349, $299, whatever that number is. Okay, you're going to get charged for it. The other thing is even once the 12 months is up, you would say, oh, now I own it. You don't. You're still leasing it for free. I know it sounds just absolute backwards ass, which it is, but it's just the nature of the beast. It's a way for them to kind of hold on to you, so to speak. So you don't own it after the 12 months. You can buy it out from them and then own it. And then what happens is they like sign over the deed. They sign over the paper and now it's all of a sudden yours, right? But if you don't do that, then you kind of are stuck with the mini in whatever plan you get it at. So if you have like a basic plan, you're stuck there. If you have the advanced plan, you're stuck there. If you're at this or whatever, you don't have the functionality as when you buy it, you can go to zombie mode, you can go to plan 1, you can go to plan 2.
I'm gonna put a little ticker.
She already hit me twice. You could go to plan 1 or plan 2 or maybe even zombie plan.
Okay.
You follow that? So you lose the functionality by getting it for free. They have a client that really can't really do anything, and I just won't. I won't recommend it. I just won't.
Alrighty. So Shannon said, "There's a right here."
Shannon, well, it's going. Wait. There's super chat.
I'm not
There-
gonna mess
hold
up mine.
Hold on.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna.
mess up yours.
I will read. I will read that. Shannon just put 20 more gifted memberships for you guys. So if you are one of the persons that got a free membership from Shannon, please say thank you. All right, Shannon just
Shannon's
really.
like,
What did you say? It said, let me see.
chat.
We just talked about the need to buy a new toilet and nothing came up on Facebook feed. Interesting. We also mentioned Hawaii and nothing. Interesting. I'm going to see. I'm going to report back, guys. I'm going to report back on this car thing. Okay. The teal Mustang. I want to buy a new Mustang.
okay, Arnold
see what
Smith,
happens.
5754. It is nice watching the young couple on this channel. Thank you, Arnold. I am a little older than 78 until my birthday in May. Been
Wow.
married 53 years this
Awesome.
year. Well, happy early birthday, and thanks for hanging with
Yeah.
us.
And
crazy.
married 53
Yeah.
53 years.
We're almost at the flip mark of that.
Yeah, 35, getting
Yeah.
close.
Wow, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And happy early birthday.
That's awesome. Thank you for being here.
Ian Muddy, the State Department has a Freedom Act and been using VPN service for anyone in the world. They say it's a human right, but Wisconsin almost passed
Wisconsin almost
non-VPN law by one
non-VPN law.
vote.
That's just crazy. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine someone that's in government, the complete asstards?
Oh, there's a lot of those.
These people that are so inept. They have absolutely no wisdom at all. I don't care that half of them are lawyers and they're stupid as hell. And the thing is that what would in your mind say, listen, we should pass a law to not allow people to be anonymous if they want to be anonymous. I mean, I just don't understand. Well, I do understand it, but this is where we, the people, need to stand up and say, that is not right. We will not allow that to happen. But when you see that this almost goes through by one vote, that means that there's so many ass-tards that are doing the exact same thing, that are following the same concept. They're following the same lemming in front of them, walking off the freaking end of the bridge. And it's just, it just is, it's perplexing is what it is. It's sad. In its face, it's sad. But there's just so many, it's just, this is happening just everywhere. It's systemic, all right? It wasn't as bad, I think, when we were kids, but it's getting worse. It is definitely getting worse.
Yeah, and I think that with technology, like everything's in your face and you're more accessible to the information. It's not.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about it. Now
Right.
you know everything.
Yeah.
So
And then
maybe it was
it's
as bad.
maddening. It's maddening to me that the stuff that comes out is so blatant and some people can't see it. And then, like, nothing happens to these people. Like, if it was
Yeah,
just ordinary
yeah.
people like us,
Like
like,
if-
we'd
like
be,
if someone-
behind bars or something,
Yeah,
like,
like
2
it-
minutes ago.
If I found that this person voted against having a VPN, they would be out. In the next election, they'd be gone. Period. End of story. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even the stuff that they do
no, I know.
behind the scenes that is
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If we
just
did
straight
it,
up bad,
If we
you know?
did it, we would be completely
get me
screwed.
started.
Yeah, we would be completely screwed.
okay.
What is it? It says this generic super chat is only one to take first place again. Shannon, you got first place now. Thank you, Shannon. He's number one.
Numero uno.
Let's see.
Hold on. Wait, I was right here.
Thomas says, "Yeah, where is
where are
this
you going?
place to
I
send
already
free
wrote
memberships?"
that. Why are you jumping
No,
in
no,
my
I
chat
just saw
to
that. Oh, I'm sorry,
answer
I'm sorry.
something out of order? What are you doing?
Thomas, ask
Stay in your
Shannon.
lane.
I don't know how to do that.
I wrote to Thomas,
Oh,
but
did you?
you're jumping into my lane.
Sorry.
You see?
Sorry.
Man. Mick said, just built out one open claw on my VPS with a tail scale to my home network.
Yeah, you can
And
do
it
that.
is amazing using my local LLMS.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could
I don't know the
definitely.
acronym, sorry.
Yeah. So if as long as you have a means to get in, right? Starlink just makes it very difficult to have an IP address, right? If you have any other service that gives you an IP address, it makes it really easy, right? You can tunnel in without a problem. You can do it securely. You can have your own VPN, right? If you want, on a Raspberry Pi, I mean, whatever you want to do. There's so many things that you can do, but it's always being able to get there, right? The other thing to do is like with port forwarding. Even if you didn't have your own, but to be able to port forward into it is another thing that you just can't do. So, but yeah, as long as you figure that out, I love it. Do it.
All right, Lost Gallo said, questionable. Here we go.
Oh no.
What if the president wasn't the president, just a face body to run as the president when the real one is underground in a shelter, running things from a desk behind the scene? And,
So yeah, no, but let me.
we live in a crazy world, so that could be a thing.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, so when we look at, when Fabiola looks at the like Instagram and stuff like that, she'll show me stuff sometimes, and I'll look at it, and it's like it looks so friggin' real, but something
I
is
have to
wrong.
watch it a couple of times,
Something's
and then
wrong.
I'll watch, like, you'll catch a
little glitch,
Yeah.
maybe like a hair that flips out that shouldn't flip
or
out.
hand maneuver, or just something.
Something doesn't
but
work.
Yeah, it's getting,
but it's getting so
better.
good that I would say within 5 years, no more than 5 years, maybe less, especially with Grok and with the supercomputers that are currently.
What are we gonna do? What are humans gonna do? Is all I want to know.
It's.
What's that saying? Idle hands.
Yeah, make work of the devil. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing all the, like stuff that robots can't do, all of the like
I'll still be
some
kicking
of the,
Joe's leg.
Yeah, probably. So
We'll be here.
all of
Friday night.
all the manual jobs that are very difficult to do, those will probably end up, being still done, But eventually there'll come a time, especially when it comes to AI, you will certainly be able to have a president that's not really there, that seems like they're there.
It's
that,
even worse than what's happening now, though. Like
I mean,
the government. I mean, like how things are.
I mean, even now they could put out a video today. I mean, today, okay, today, with all of the GPU power that's currently out there with these NVIDIA's H200s, stack a bunch of them up, and you'd literally be able to make a video that is absolutely 100%, you would not be able to tell that it's AI. We can do that today. Obviously, the stuff that people use online, it's kind of like, it's ad hoc, you know, they do this, that. But they can do it for real today, and you will never know that it is not fake. So, and they've done, I mean, we've seen some really crazy stuff where you'll see like a crowd of people and like half the crowd is really not there, but it looks like they're there. So there is a lot that can be done. And there's going to come a time where we will not know what is real and what is the matrix. And at that point is that time where we're going to have to like kind of step back a little bit and say, all right, what are we going to do? You know, how are we going to know who to believe? And it's going to be very difficult.
We're not.
It's going to be very difficult.
I really believe that people do not use their intuitive power. They don't use their gut feelings, and it's a problem.
Yeah.
People have gotten very lax and very what's the other word?
Believing. I mean, they're not discerning at all. They don't take the time to
literal. Everything is very literal.
Yeah.
They
don't use their gut anymore. Like gut instinct is almost gone. You know, so let me just say really one thing, not even 15 seconds here. What I have found with doing what I do and reading thousands of comments, right? Thousands of comments. What I've found is there is a lot of people out there that I call them the swipers, right? That
you call me a swiper.
That are swiping so much all day long that they need that adrenaline. They need that dopamine fix, right? That dopamine fix every 5 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds. So when I do a video that's lengthy, they're watching it and they're gonna lose their shit. They cannot. They don't
but
have.
But that happens when you have conversations with people today too. I'm like, look at me. I'm right here. I'm not done talking.
They do not have the wherewithal to focus and have like a genuine conversation anymore. They are just waiting for the next dopamine hit, the next hit, and they're and it's just, and then like, so if I do a video that's,
forget it.
That's 30 minutes long, they're like, is this guy ever going to get to the point? I can't do it anymore. I can't. And then they're playing me at 1.5. They're playing it, and I sound like a chipmunk. They're just trying to get the information, and it's like, I don't know, man. There's Adderall. There's shit that you can take if you have that problem.
I don't think it's going to help that, though, because they're constantly on it. So that's
I don't know.
All right, Ian Muddy. How about $5 10-speed limit, be 100 speed, 15 speed, up to? Do you understand all that? Because I don't.
I'm working at it. Okay. Like, okay, how about the $5 10 speed? Yes, so at 10 miles per hour, $5 dies. I get that. God. So the 100 speed, 15, I don't know what that is, but maybe the 100 speeder, you're talking most likely about aviation. If you go past, if you don't know, if you take the Mini past 100 miles per hour, it determines that you are in a plane and it will put you on an aviation plan. And the cheapest aviation plan, I believe, is like $250 or $350. Okay? And it gives you 20 gigabytes of information. That is it. And after that, you're paying like, I don't know, $10, like $10 per gigabyte after that. So if you go over 100 miles per hour, like it figures that you're in a Cessna or something, and then there's another plan. That's the 350 plan. Then there's a 450. So if you go over 450 miles per hour, then it's $1,000 per month instead of $250 or $350 or whatever. So yes, there is a 10 mile per hour plan or 10 mile per hour limit, and there's a 100 mile per hour limit. And I think that's what you're talking about in that statement. I'm guessing.
Thomas, thank you very much for sending 10 gifted memberships. So
oh, wow, Thomas.
Receiving,
he figured it out.
He figured it out.
See, Shannon, you thought you were the only one that could. Shannon, did you tell him how to do that?
Probably, because I didn't know.
It's always convoluted, right? They make everything difficult.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If you
appreciate that.
A gifted membership from Thomas, please reach out and say thank you.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on here because I don't even know where we are. Honey badgers, I have fiber in my area, but I still kept the Starlink. Sarah said, I've had Starlink 3 months now, and I no longer get the buffering like I did with fiber.
Exactly. That's big. That is big.
Yeah, Thomas said, no problem. I couldn't figure out how to renew my membership, so I'm going to pay ahead of time.
Awesome. Really appreciate that.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Honey badgers, children are watching people.
I know.
That was delayed. Mick Fletcher, when we stayed at Sandals in Jamaica, a guy came up to our fence and showed me a dime pack, trying to sell it to me. Man, they still do that. Like, they're still coming up to the fence. This sucks. What he called a dime pack was the size of like twisted tobacco stick.
Wow. When we were in Jamaica, remember they were going up to the fence?
Yes,
the same
it
thing?
was the same
that
thing.
was like
I'm shocked that's
20,
still...
what, 15, 20?
Yeah, 15, 20 years
15,
ago
20
now.
years ago they were doing that.
Charles
Sad.
Williamson Jr., I do not carry my phone all the time. At night, I put it in a lead box. I have no smart appliances, and none of my cars are above 2006. I'm with you, Charles. I want a dumb house and a dumb car.
Dumb house, dumb car, absolutely. A Faraday cage.
Mick Fletcher said, we have flock cameras popping up everywhere here in Tennessee, even in some of the most remote areas. I was just shocked last week when I spotted them over here by our weekend house. God. It's funny. You know what's funny?
They're surveilling everything.
It's so funny how they have money to do that type of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Poop.
Yeah.
And when there's stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah, like a pothole that goes to China.
No. When someone goes missing,
all
of a sudden we can't find them.
No idea.
But for other things, they have cameras everywhere, and they can find That's amazing.
I do think that's amazing.
The BS
when they
about
want to
it,
find something or someone, they find them so quick.
Exactly. With
when
a
they
fingerprint, right?
That
fingerprint
you just
talked about.
Yeah, fingerprint on your taking a picture.
From Starlink to fingerprint to whatever.
God.
It's just such caca.
Yeah.
Okay. Welsh and Son, that red squirrel chili was great, but I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Ian, that we did already. Charles also said, I was in the Navy for 20 plus years. I do not carry my phone everywhere. I use it like an old landline. Also at night or when I want privacy, I put my phone in lead box.
That's you read that. Yeah.
Okay, let's scroll down here.
Wait, we got the Shannon with that light, that chick, I think, up.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
God, Shannon. Why?
We got it, guys. We got it.
You can let yourself
You
up.
stay right there.
No, you stay
nice
there.
and close.
No, you stay there.
We have the Block 1. This is the Starship. Block 2 is already gone, right? We don't have Block 2 anymore. Block 3 is going to launch, according to Elon Musk, in 4 weeks, guys. Be here with me, hopefully with both of us, when we cover this. It'll be the very first launch of the Block 3. That's the ones that have the new Raptor 3 engines. It's taller. It has all kinds of different things. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to explain it all. But anyways, so this is the Block 1. All right? All right.
Don't point it this way. Don't angle it this way.
No, I just want,
you're
so you can
angling
hear
this
it.
way.
I mean,
Angle it that way.
This way? No, this way. Okay, here we go.
We'll find you
3,
under
2,
your desk.
3, 2, 1. Oh, see? It didn't blow up that time.
God. Thanks, Shannon. Appreciate it.
Sometimes sometimes there's a torch this long. That was a little one. Want to try it again? No, I won't.
Joseph.
Did you hear that?
You will be MIA.
She said, Joseph. You see that? That's the sound right there. That's worse than a kick.
Stupid. All right.
As I hold my...
Your friend? Scott from South Carolina. Shannon comes through once again. Sarah said, is a good Gen 4 satellite coming for residential customers. I also read this week Starship launch has been delayed again, so Gen 3 dishes won't be happening until later in the year.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably third quarter. We should see the version 3 satellites. Right now we just have the version 2 minis, right? But as far as a generation 4 kit, I predicted the Gen 4 kit by I would say probably second quarter, third quarter. They're probably going to release them at the same time as they deposit one of the first version 3 satellites up there. And the reason being is you're really not going to get very much value for putting a Gen 4 out unless there is Gen 3 satellites to take advantage of the increased speeds. Because if you guys didn't know it, we're going to see gigabit speeds. It's going to start out commercial, but even residential are eventually going to be able to see gigabit speeds. Gigabit. That's like fiber speed. Gigabit. Now, obviously, it's not going to be bidirectional. It is. You're not going to get a symmetric connection, but still, gigabit is pretty crazy for download speed. I mean, that means you have like the ability to have like 6, 8 4K TVs running without a problem, and it won't even hiccup. So, yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
I don't know. It's doing something.
Oh,
Hold on.
we love when it does something.
Yeah, it was sitting there spinning for a second. Shannon, super chat. Okay, Thomas, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay, that's what we missed that. I missed that. Sorry,
Now
Shannon.
we know what the Donkey Kong.
We know.
Now we see it.
Michigan. Marcus said Michigan, I guess, just passed a no VPN law.
Did they actually pass it? No. I think
Michigan.
They said it was by
I don't
one
know.
vote. They said by one vote.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think
Okay.
it's one vote.
Mick Pletcher, we have too many people in government that are way too old. True facts. To govern when technology is advancing so fast that they don't keep up with it.
Yeah, they don't
and
know
they
it,
don't
yeah.
keep up with times, and they're old cronies
Who said this?
who have been mooching off of Congress with our money. I mean, if I would have known that, I would just, I love you guys, but I would have run for office and like got me some insider,
Insider information,
whatever,
some nice
and
insider
made
trading,
tons
makes a lot of money. Yeah.
And I would have been like, oh, I'm sorry. And then everything would be fine.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
all you have to do is say you're sorry.
Yes.
And then you're pretty much
and
good.
And that's good.
So, yeah, who said that? Who was that that talked about
Mick Pletcher.
Mick, yeah. So I have to agree 110%. I think there should be a age cap, even with the presidency.
I think there should be an age gap.
Period.
An age gap with the judges also.
Okay,
Like they should
so-
not be there forever and ever.
And I did a video not too long ago, and I said, we cannot. I believe in term limits, okay? I think that no one should be in government for more than 4 years. If it's 6 years, there has to be some reason for it, but I think 4 years is enough. Okay, because in 4 years, you're going to get whatever you're going to get done, and that's it. But what ends up happening is the people that are there in perpetuity, they're there forever. And same thing with the judges that literally are like this. You see my tongue? Look at my tongue.
Oh, yeah.
These judges, they're drooling on themselves, but yet they're carrying out like really important thought processes that are supposed to be happening that are going to change our lives. And they're literally wetting themselves, and they're just they're sitting there, and it's disgusting, is what it is. So I believe that there should be term limits, and I do believe that if anyone is in office above a certain age, and I don't care if I'm old, young, or whatever, right? It doesn't make a difference. You would have to take some type of cognitive test, because now you could get some young people that are stupid as hell, and you could get some really older people that are really smart. And I would rather have the really smart ones in there, but they have to take some type of cognitive test, some type of test to know that they actually understand what they're going to be speaking or ruling about. Just like you said, when it comes to just technology in general. If they don't know technology, but yet they're going to rule on it, how is that even a thing? And that's what happens a lot of times. You'll get people that are older, they don't keep up with things, and now all of a sudden they're in office and they're talking like they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. So yeah, I agree. So I think term limits, I think if there's a certain age, you have to take some type of cognitive test. I would like to see a wisdom test. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh my God.
But a cognitive test at least, just like a driving test, okay? Once you hit a certain age, you can't drive until you take like a refresher or a follow-up. You don't want someone out there that, I don't care what their age is. Maybe it's someone that's 100 years old, but they can drive perfect. But someone that's 80, they are not cognitively there anymore. They should not be driving. They shouldn't. Period. End of story. There has to be some type, and there's not. They just like let it roll. And that, I think, and just like you said, I think that's one of the problems that we have with government. These people are there forever. They know they're there forever. And they know that there's no ramifications for their misdeeds.
And they're shady.
And they're shady. So they can be shady because, like you said, you can say, I'm sorry, and everything's better.
Yeah, everything's
Now,
better.
if we said, I'm sorry, we would be in jail.
Bitch, you're going in jail.
That's the problem.
Yeah. You
See,
cannot get to
we just
pass
solved
go.
world hunger right there. It's done. We're shut off the show. Let's shut it off.
Yeah.
We're done. We did it.
But you know that's too simple.
It's
It
too-
needs
it's too
to
easy.
be.
Yeah, it's way
it
too
has to
simple.
be more complicated.
While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up SpaceX Starlink,
okay.
and I'm going to do
I'm gonna keep
a little
reading.
quick of a speed
Sarah
test.
said I meant Gen 3 satellites in space won't be happening until later this year. I made
Yes.
a mistake in the previous post. And Thomas said, oh, that's to Welchinson. Ian Muddy said, don't we have a right to secure our personal under Fourth Amendment? If they did, no one would do business.
The problem is the number of loopholes is just astronomical. There's always a loophole. That is the problem.
Yes.
And the rich know the loopholes because they have very expensive attorneys. So it's not like they're doing anything, let's say, illegal. Sometimes they do, but they just know the law so that they can manipulate it for their own benefit. That's basically it.
Marcus said, "Muhaha! JC is energized tonight. It must be Fav's green.
That's
you
right.
You know what they say about green M&Ms."
Yes.
Charles Williamson said, "Watch paralanguage."
Yes, we need to watch.
I know.
All right, guys. So while you're looking that up, let me do this. Okay.
Looking what
Fabs,
up? I'm
well,
reading.
you're reading, but now watch the phone here. I'm going to go ahead and hit start real quick. We're going to do a quick speed test because I always tell you guys that I am going to do it so you know what kind of speeds we're getting. Now this is a SpaceX Starlink dish that is on the roof that's been there for about 5 years. So we're getting about 192 down. And the up speed looks like it's about 30, 31, 32. Not too bad. 32, 33 up. And let's see what the milliseconds is. Hopefully it's pretty decent. Up 36 up and 26 milliseconds. So 192 by 36 by 26. I've seen this number from 192. I've seen 407 in the not so let's say distance past. I mean, it was like, I would say about a month ago. This was 407, which was insane. Let me just run one more test. Let's see what we get here. Sometimes we get a bird flying overhead that's, a little bit closer. If you guys don't know, and this is kind of interesting information, if you are pulling a satellite from, let's say, the horizon, like down here somewhere, okay, you're going to get slower speeds than if you pull a satellite right overhead. Like, see, we're at 140, but our up speed is even better now. If you're pulling something at 90 degrees, basically azimuth right above us, that's where you're going to get your fastest speed. And the reason being, there you go, 140 by 36 by 21. The reason being is the signal doesn't have to go through the atmosphere as long, right? It's closer. The satellite is closer to you when it's right above 90 degrees, right above you. Okay, so you're going to get faster speeds. So that's probably why when I was able to get 400 plus, it was probably a satellite right overhead at the time. But what's going to end up happening with the version 3 satellites, it's not going to matter. There's going to be so many, number one, but also number two, they have I think it's like 10 or 15 or 20 times the capacity of the current satellite. So
you told me
yes.
to keep going while you did that, and you kept talking, so I couldn't.
Oh my God.
You see? So, Scott from South Carolina.
Yes.
Thank you, first of all, for the super chat.
Thank you, Scott.
Are some VPN better than others? I use a Norton VPN now and have used Express VPN. Thoughts?
Yeah, I like Express. Norton, I don't. Nordic is a VPN. I don't know, Norton. Does Norton actually, did you say Norton? Mm-hmm. Not a fan of anything semantic.
That's a whole
Don't-
other issue.
did you
Don't
just hear
even.
that?
Don't even
You know,
go
so
there.
I personally, out of all of the ones that I tested, the best one that I like is the Pure VPN. They have a lot of servers all over the world, and I get the best latency, the lowest latency with them. But there's ExpressVPN. There's a lot of different ones out there. If you want to try Pure VPN, go check it out. I have that link. It's jcristina.com/VPN, and you get a discount when you use it. Just jcristina.com/VPN. So, but yeah, that's the one that I use all the time. I just like them. They do a good job. And when I was testing them, like I think it was like 2 years ago now or something, I tried like all of them. And what I was testing them against was the speeds at which I was able to get when using the VPN. What people don't understand is whenever you use a VPN, you add additional hops to your connection. So if I'm connecting to Google, and let's say it's supposed to be 8 hops, 8 servers to get back to me, so I end up with, let's say, a 20 millisecond ping, right? 20 milliseconds. When you go through a VPN, now all of a sudden you go to like maybe 15 hops. And now all of a sudden, instead of 20 milliseconds, now it's 40 milliseconds. So the bottom line is I got the best hops, or the least amount of hops, using the Pure VPN, people.
Okay.
That's it. Better or not better, that's just one of the criteria that I used.
Ja?
Yeah.
Coño. Monahan Outdoors. I picked up a Sony A7II, and boy, what a difference from my ASPC A6100. Full frame is a game changer.
Absolutely, absolutely. And make sure you pair that full frame sensor with a full frame lens, because if you have APS-C lenses, it's going to only use the center portion, you know what I mean? So you want to, if you've bought a camera that has a full frame, make sure you buy full frame lenses. And then I would also recommend that if you have the money, buy straight glass instead of variable glass, meaning that your aperture, instead of being like 2.8 up to like 4.5 or 5.6, 7. And it's migrating all the damn time based on your zoom, get something that's straight. Get a 2.8, 3.5, get a 5.6 lens, whatever, but then you know what you get, even if you're zoomed in or zoomed out.
Yeah, okay.
If you're a camera guy, you know what I just said.
Shannon, you asked where the heck is Mo? I don't know.
Where is Mo?
I was talking to him on Instagram, but I haven't talked to him in a bit, so I just kind of got really busy, and then, yeah.
He might have gotten taken by aliens.
No.
Mo.
And Shannon said, Fabiola, él habla mientras tú duermes. Yeah. You talk and I'm sleeping. He's talking and I'm going to sleep.
Always.
Well, because you just... and we did that one. Okay. Charles...
Hey, Charles.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Charles.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. You...
Sorry, Charles. She said hey, but sorry, can't help you.
Oh my God. Okay. Marcus said, I feel I could be...
Charles, you have to wait. We're on Marcus now.
Yeah, because he talks too much, Charles. He just doesn't know when to stop. Marcus, I feel like it could be a good thing. The problem is the wrong people will overuse and abuse it, and it will overshadow the good that AI could do. Yes, absolutely.
It's never the tool. It's
the
always
people.
the operator.
Yes, always.
Right? It's never the tool. It's always the operator.
Let's see.
But
Mick,
sometimes the operator is a
you
tool.
see what you do?
Sometimes
see
the
what you
operator
do?
is a tool.
And the operator is the problem.
Are you trying to say I'm a tool?
Sometimes. So can
we
like,
get back
finish?
to Marcus?
We're done. You just keep going, and then when you stop, then you start again. God, it's so annoying. I'm not doing this job anymore. I already have enough to do all week. Anyways, Walsh and Son, run Fab run. Yes, I should. I should have run. Mick said, I am an AI engineer and have been behind the scenes and seen some of the AI systems that aren't exposed to the general public. You know, that's such a great statement, because people talk so much smack about the things that we are aware of, And they really think that behind the scenes and the government doesn't have shit that has been being worked on. Sorry, Gaga, that has been being worked on a long time ago. We're so new, people are so new and naive to think that way. It's like, really, just stop. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
They
So
are
what is
more
he
advanced
saying?
than what it is presented to the public. Thank you. Sarah, have you been watching Dora the Explorer? Swiper, no swiping. Yes, I totally get that.
Yep, swiper. Yeah.
Yes. John
No
Wolf said you
swiping.
get a lot of kicks.
Lots of kicks.
Again, if you have a question, please at JCristina so I can see it pop out. If not, I will miss it. John said, I wasn't not the only one that my Starlink dish went the opposite direction. I heard there was 100 of people had the same problem.
Yeah, if your dish ever does that, it's like if you have a generation 2, the dish will spin on its own. There was a time where there was like an update that ended up failing. There was a problem, and the dish ended up pointing in the other direction. So if you're on the East Coast, usually your dish is pointing north-northeast or east-east northeast, somewhere around there. So if all of a sudden it's pointing to the west, it shouldn't be. Just reboot it. Just reboot it.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, factory reset it with the little button. You hold the button in and then allow it to come back.
Okay, Ricky Joe said, check your email, Joe. I sent you something.
I will do that.
Apparently, Dish Network is selling Starlink for $80 a month and offering professional installation if you bundle it with your TV services.
Yeah, so what happened was...
What had happened
is so Elon Musk ended up buying from Dish Network's EchoStar, which is their parent company, all of their frickin' spectrum. He bought 20 billion. Yeah, 20 billion? It was like, 17. It was like 17 billion and then like 2.8 billion. So it's like 19.8 or 9. Let's just say $20 billion of spectrum. That spectrum is going to be used for Elon Musk DTC, direct to sell. Now it's called Starlink Mobile. All right, he bought their freaking spectrum. So now you gotta love this.
I'm loving it.
So now
That sounds
SpaceX
like, wait, is
Starlink.
that a commercial?
You
Fast
gotta
food?
love it. So now SpaceX Starlink is doing this. I mean, this is just poetic. He's having the folks that normally put the dish or Dish Network right on the side of the buildings. He has basically hired them to install the Starlink for them. So for like $100 extra or something, right? Someone will come out and install Starlink for you, but the person that someone is Dish Network. So Dish Network is actually now installing the competitor's freaking dish.
That's crazy.
That is poetic. You remember I told you guys Dish Network and of course DirecTV will eventually go out of business, and I also said that Usenet and Viasat will also go out of business. It's happening, but that is poetic right there. Parent company sells their spectrum to Elon, and then the company that used to sell Dish, or still does or whatever, barely, they lost 60% of their business to Elon Musk, is now having their workers install SpaceX Starlink on the side of buildings. I mean, that is just absolute. I mean, can you get any better than that? Ow, she's hurting me. She's hurting me. You cannot get any better than that. That's poetic. I love it.
Charles said, I own a multimedia studio and homeschool. What Starlink plan should I get?
Oh, definitely just get the full-blown Max plan. With like a multimedia studio, you might consider even a couple. I mean, I don't know what your budget is, but definitely you want a residential Max plan for sure. This is unlimited, and what happens is you get priority. So if there's someone in your neighborhood that has like a mini, or if someone has like a residential 100, residential 200, all the rest of the bullshit, basically you get priority. So if they're all around you in your cell, in your node, right, in your cell, you get priority over them. So if there's congestion, you will still get the faster speed, and they will actually get slowed down instead of you. So the answer is Max for sure.
Okay, Charles said, you guys are great.
Thank you, Charles.
Charles, I think we're loco. Loca y loco.
Probably.
Arnold Smith, more fire was long last week for the model ship.
What is that?
More fire was long last, but I might be reading this out of context, so I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Start talking like crazy.
Minnesota Vans full name and the look is when you know it is going to be a long night. And Ricky Joe, Ricky Joe said, "Be careful, Joe. That Joseph means you're on the couch if you don't stop.
It was close.
While
Yeah.
you're ahead." Let's see. Where the heck is Mo? Mo is, Welch and Son Farm said Mo was locked out of Starlink. LOL.
Oh, did you get this right here? Scott from South Carolina.
Yeah, we did. We got that already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott.
It was the Norton one.
Gotcha. It is
Yeah.
Norton. Thank you, Scott, for that super chat.
You see,
I just saw it. It popped up here.
You're jumping in again. You're jumping in.
I just saw it pop up.
God,
That's
stay in your lane. Marcus said, "I agree. 4 to 6 years should be a cap, and 60 years the max age. I would say 65.
Yeah, I mean, I think
65
so.
is good.
But
Because
like I said,
you know what? You still need somebody's older wisdom, longer time on Earth. You know, like you still need that.
Yeah,
so I think 65 is good.
Wisdom does not happen in the 20s.
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't even happen in the 40s.
Yeah, sometimes not in the 40s. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind a little bit older, but I do
you have to be
believe
all together.
they need to have a cognitive test, and that's it. We're not talking about.
There's people that are like 30 and should have a cognitive
30,
test.
and I mean, we know you listen to some of these complete
oh my God.
inept idiots. They'll start talking, and you're thinking to yourself, did he or she just say that?
Yeah.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But they believe it. That's what's even more scary. It's like when people believe their own BS. That's like that's bad. It's like at least fake it. Like they don't even do a good job. It's just horrible. Anyways, yeah, I agree.
I have to say, someone asked me today, like regarding like a younger generation, like does a younger generation keep me young? And I looked at this person and I said, no. I said, I keep me young. I do me. We do me. Like you like I don't need that. People see, this is where wisdom comes in. Like I don't need people to keep me young.
No,
like you do yourself. You worry about yourself. That's noise. So yeah.
There's a lot of noise today. There is a lot of noise. And it's very
but
difficult
you know
to cut through the noise.
Yeah, but you know what though?
It's
like
hard.
that was a realization though for me, because like you always have to learn like how like you're worried about what other people are doing. Like, you know, you should worry about yourself. Everything else is again caca.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but that comes with age, right?
It goes to the whole competition thing, right? You're really only competing with yourself, right? How good you were yesterday, you should be better today. That's
all right.
Just it, you know?
Timote, no matter how much my Starlink bill is, I'm still happy T-Mobile or Xfinity aren't getting my money.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Xfinity is a wreck. AT&T a wreck. Comcast. Some of those people, it's just bad.
Charles said 75 age limit and term limit of 12 years, total service, or they will just change from Congress to Senate. Yes, cognitive.
Total service.
No,
that's
a great point.
Total service is an issue. 12 years, I think, is a lot. You know, you're looking at over a decade.
That's too much.
I think
it needs to be less than a decade. You shouldn't be there for 10 years.
You know, so you know
if
what?
you want to be somewhere for 10 years, you should be in a private.
You know what? Let's give it this way. If a president can be there for a maximum of 8 years, nobody one else can be there any longer than 8 years.
Exactly.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
Agree.
Let's not go with 4 to 6. Let's go with 8 years.
Total service.
Total service. Absolutely. That is it. You're out.
Yeah, across everything. Like across everything.
Do you know how many complete astards we would get rid of today if that was implemented right now? It would be vacant.
And you know what? Maybe we could keep our tax money, right?
Could you imagine? Don't even talk about keeping. We
we
want to give it away. We don't want to keep it.
Yeah, and like they wouldn't get paid for and make all this crazy money. Yeah, like it's just.
And the problem with it is this. I think there'll be less people that would actually go into service, would actually serve in the government.
You would probably have people that really want to do it.
Because only the people that want to serve in the government will be there at that point, because they know they're not going to get rich in those few years.
Some of them will. I did it wrong.
But a majority of them will say, you know what, no. Because there's people that are there like 40 years, and
Yeah, okay,
they,
here, look.
they came in broke,
John
and now they have
Wolf-
millions and millions and millions of
John
dollars.
Wolf said Governor Abbott in Texas is being there over 20 years and he doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, get rid of them. That's it. And that's why I say I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It could be a Dem, it could be a Rep. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you're there for a certain amount of time, you are just gonzo. You're out. That's it.
Ian Muddy, did you hear Apple introduce a $599 laptop called MacBook Neo using a 18A Pro cell phone CPU? Why not make a cheaper Mac? Why not make a cheaper Mac like Apple, but Mac OS on it for
OS on for
$299?
$299. Yeah, so I don't respect Apple since Steve Jobs went away. When Steve Jobs died, it was kind of like the end of Apple for me. It was the end of an era of innovation. Since Tim got in there, that's all it is iteration. Innovation is pretty much dead. Things just went to hell in a handbasket. They still make just an absolute ass amount of money. And I get that because we constantly are buying the next. We're on like what, iPhone 32 now? I don't know. They're, iPhone 16, 17, 18, 19, I don't know. They go forever. And the only thing that they do is, we'll go from 1 camera to 2 cameras, from 2 cameras to 3 cameras. The next one will have 4 cameras and 5 cameras. Pretty soon you'll have you'll have lenses throughout this whole back will be just lenses, right? Matter of fact, we'll just take this back piece and just put one big lens there, right? So you're basically buying a camera. All right. Everything else is pretty much the same. You get a little bit faster chip, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's nothing new. But the thing that I don't like about Apple, and they've done this ever since, like right around Tim's time, maybe a little bit before, is planned obsolescence. When I buy something, I don't want you to brick it in a certain period of time. If it still works, I should be able to use it because I bought it. I didn't lease it from you. I didn't rent it from you. I bought it. So like, for example, with the old iPads, we have some old iPads in the house. You cannot update them past like version 12.5.8 or something, meaning that you cannot download new software to it. Why? Because they don't allow you to download the latest and greatest OS. Because they'll say, oh, it'll just go too slow. It's it's because it's planned obsolescence. And you're making me buy a new one and taking mine and turning it into a freaking doorstop. Once again, I didn't lease it from you. I didn't rent it from you. I bought it. I should be able to own it and do whatever the frick I want with it. So now the only thing I can do with these old iPads is I have to jailbreak them. Should I have to do that? Should I have to go through all that even though I bought it for full fare? Probably not. But see, this is the type of stuff. That's why I don't respect these people at all. So anyways, I know I went down a rabbit hole, but this is the kind of shit that is just, it pisses me off. Microsoft does this stuff. There's a lot of these companies that have done this for so many years that people are they're used to it. They're like, oh yeah, we're screwed. It's cool. Yeah. It's not cool. It is not cool.
Because people run out to get the latest and greatest immediately.
Yeah. So they don't even realize that it's actually broken in their, and they won't be able to use it anyways. Mm-hmm. It's like buy a new one or it's not going to work in X number of years.
Yes, well.
Anyways,
Shannon said, bonus super chat because somebody asked about the Pi phone. Like, share, and subscribe.
The Pi phone.
The Pi phone.
So just so you guys know, I mean, there's not a Pi phone. There's not a Tesla phone. Elon Musk said the absolute worst thing that he can even dream about is making a phone. All right? He does not want to make a phone. He said the only way that he would ever make a phone is if Apple and Google and Android was to somehow edge him or push him out, not allow X or not allow his stuff on the phone, he would make a phone and put them out of business. That's what he would do, okay? But they're not going to do that because they know they don't want to, poke the eye of the bear because the bear will freaking kill them. So they don't poke the bear. But so that's what. So there won't be a Pi phone and there won't be a Tesla phone anytime soon. What will happen is the robots, the Optimus robots, will be available to you in your home by 2032. Everyone will be able to own one for anywhere from, let's say, about $5,000 to $10,000. They will be everywhere. Now, I don't want a Generation 1 of anything, so I'm a Gen 2 kind of guy. That's why, or Gen 3.
I'm just an old kind of girl.
So,
I just want old shit.
Yeah, she just wants old shit. So, but the bottom line is we're not going to see a Pi phone. It is just not going to happen. Because like I said, they're not going to poke the bear. They're not. Absolutely not. The people that have, they've seen what happens. See what happens.
See what happens.
And that's what just happened with Bozo over there.
Yeah.
And that was one of my videos that I did where, Bozo is pissed off because he can't launch his satellites in orbit because his company, which is Blue Origin, has never put one of his satellites on orbit. He has to use other companies like Ariane Space, like ULA. You remember we saw Blue Origin when we were over there at Cape Canaveral. So he's never launched his own, so he has to use ULA. Well, ULA is grounded because it keeps blowing up, right? So they're having problems with the lower end, the booster. Well, the booster is not even ULA's. The booster is actually, I think it's, whose is the booster? Anyways, another company. And I think it's Grumman. I think it is, Northrop Grumman. Those boosters are having problems. So now ULA is grounded until they figure out the problem. Guess what? That means that Bozo over there, here, let me have him dance a little bit. Bozo over here, he cannot get those satellites into orbit. He's supposed to have, according to the FCC, he needs to have 1,618 satellites on orbit within 4 months. He currently has 214, but he needs 1,618, okay? It's not gonna happen. She's hitting me. It's not gonna happen. Anyways, I'm going to get rid of him too because he is kind of gross. He's gross.
Yeah, he's gross.
All right.
Sarah, thank you very much.
Sarah, thank you for the super chat.
Okay.
NZ.
All right. Can I get back to this?
Yes, do it.
Scott Cook said, in Canada, our senators have to retire at 75, and so do our Supreme Court judges. Do not say a word. Radioactive Texan, I'm 100% with you on that. I don't know why. Because I've been waiting so long. Ricky Joe, I believe AT&T is finally cutting off the copper lines. I've seen a few AT&T trucks in the boxes on the side of the road just cutting the wires. Sarah said, this is going back now because I've been waiting. If Trump had a brain, he wouldn't know how to use it. He's more shadier than a tree in springtime.
There we go.
Yeah, so is Biden, though.
Yeah.
Arnold Smith. Yeah. Also... Arnold Smith, hey, I'm not losing my mind yet. I'll still play video games and drive my car. Only 78 right now.
That's right. Play the video games. It keeps your mind, keeps those synapses, keep them firing. It's good. It's good.
David Chapman said he is bossy. He is bossy tonight. He's out of control.
Sorry.
Thomas said, does that adjust for your video upload?
What is that?
I don't know. We missed. I don't know. I might have missed it. Let's see.
Peter Gosling is here. 31 months.
Wow,
Peter, 31 months, Peter.
What's up?
What is up?
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you for being here.
Wow. That's awesome.
Whisper Harry, welcome, premium sub. Thank you so much, Whisper Harry, for
awesome.
being here.
Let's see. Low Tech Greg, there are countries, places where these conversations are not allowed.
And that's true.
Can I get a thumbs up for Free Speech Friday? Thanks, Low Tech Greg. Absolutely.
That's
You're
true.
100% right. 1,000% right.
They would have cut us off a long time ago. There'd be a knock at the door.
Literally cut us off.
Yes. There'd be a knock at the door and we'd be like, in the paddy wagon, as they would say.
Thomas said, so that's a southern fried chicken with the birds between you and the satellite, right?
Yes.
Thomas said Norton is annoying. You don't even know, Thomas. That's for a whole other night. John K. Wolf said Norton used to be good a long time ago. Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Norton.
Welch and Son, I must admit that JC has a vast amount of knowledge.
Thank you. I don't know. It's all a bunch of bullshit. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just, you know what? Vet everything that I say because some of this stuff is wrong. I don't know.
Charles said, if you depend on the tool, you are the tool.
It's true. It's true. Yep. It's definitely not the tool. It's the tool behind the tool.
Mick Pletcher, why do so few DSLR and mirrorless cameras have GPS built in? I'm looking to upgrade my Canon T7i, and this lack of feature is so annoying.
Yeah, a lot of them, a lot of the ones that have the GPS type of stuff built into it are usually like the point and shoots and stuff. It's never like the DSLRs, because usually the pros don't want them, but some of the expensive ones now have it. So, like for me, I have a lot of the Canon stuff. I have probably about 11 cameras in totality. And, we have like the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, so on and so forth. And, some of them will end up with the feature, but the majority of them don't have it. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to have, but there is workarounds. But I could do another video on that. You can actually use your phone as a workaround. But
Shannon asked Super Chat, do you have any ideas where we can get 24/7 launch info?
Yes, that is a really good question. And I will have to find a link for that. That is a really, really good question.
Let's see. Charles said, I did 20 plus years in the Navy.
Nice.
87 to 2007. I'm now seeing tech.
Thank you for your service.
Yes. I am now seeing tech I worked with entering civilian access now. Why?
I don't know. Because I went to a website.
I'm reading.
Sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
Of course not. I am now seeing tech I worked with entering civilian access now. And he was in the Navy since 1987 to 2007. We're in 2026, which thank you, Charles, because it goes back to that point that I made, that people are so naive to think that all this stuff just miraculously happened like 5 minutes ago. Like, stop, no.
Yeah. I'm going to dump this into the chat. I think it went through. If it didn't, it's in there now. So that link right there is what Shannon was talking about. That is the 24-hour deep space ambient music site. Basically, it is a live SpaceX, Starlink update, launch update location. So if you go to that live, that is a live that I have on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It has live updates. It gives you rocket launches, when the next rocket launch is going to be, where it's launching from, what is the rocket contain. Also, it has the solar weather, what's going on with the solar weather patterns. Is there any type of anomalies? Is there any risk for satellites? It tells you exactly what the weather is. And then also actual atmospheric conditions or weather at Cape Canaveral, at Vandenberg, as well as now it's, I guess, Starbase. So all three locations where SpaceX launches out of, you can look and see what the weather is going to be. So you will get also a percentage of the ability to launch. What is the percentage? 90%. Or so on and so forth. And then finally, breaking news is on there too. Anything that's happening in the space community, you'll see breaking news there too. But what's really nice too is you can chat with one another. So when you're done watching us tonight, you can go there and still hang out and let the party keep going and just talk with each other about whatever. So definitely check it out. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a smiley in there just so you know that I'm there in that chat. So if you go take a look at it, it has an ambient sound to it. You can just watch it literally all day long. It's really soothing. I use it also for coding. I just leave that going. Anyways.
Okay, Arnold Smith said tech from the 60s is still coming to use now. I was in the Intel in the Army and saw amazing things that were very new with serial numbers like EXP1. See? Thank you very much.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that they used to do. They used to do a lot of stuff with microwaves that physically would hurt people back then. They did a lot of testing.
Oh my God, they've done so much.
And they are using a lot of that technology now. But anyways, I don't want to get into all that.
On a brighter note, thanks, Scott from South Carolina. Elon is worth $830.9 billion. I'm glad he uses his money for freedom. I am too.
Yeah.
Buying X was taking one for the team.
He did take
Absolutely.
one for the team. Just think
But,
about this. Once the IPO comes out, SpaceX goes live with the IPO in a few months. That IPO, that valuation currently is went up from 1.5 trillion to 1.75 trillion. So as soon as that IPO is out there, Elon Musk's worth will be over $1 trillion. He will be a trillionaire. So yeah.
Ian Muddy said, why are they restricting charging more general aviation or non-commercial marine gets charged more if you go past 12 miles? Because there are more sats over ocean and less vessels in the ocean than over land.
I've said that too. The reason being is because they can. Any kind of vessel, it doesn't matter if it's in the air or at sea, they get charged a premium. That's just it. It's always been that way. It will always continue. And you are 100% right. The sats that are overhead, those satellites, those birds that are overhead in the ocean, they're doing nothing anyways. They're doing nothing. So I agree with you, but the bottom line is, like I said, is they can, because there's no one else out there. So that's why they make the money like they do. So kind of is what it is.
Okay.
We need to get out of here. You need to hurry up. You're just going too slow tonight, and it's getting late. We're like already an hour.
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to read my questions
Okay.
because you don't want me to light that rocket.
Okay. No.
I'll do it for free, Shannon. Mick Fletcher said, if you listen to peers, you will age way faster than you would if you stand out and not follow the crowd. That right there, my friend, 100%, 1,000%. Thomas said, you need to include the Supreme Court nomination need to be limited also. Yeah, that's what I was referring
Yeah, that's what we were
to.
talking
Yeah,
about. Absolutely.
definitely.
Supreme Court,
All of that.
8 years. Good enough. We don't need any longer.
Welch and Son, in 90 minutes, JC has got 257 kicks and cannot move till Saturday evening. He's going to pull the plug soon. 300 kick is all he can take.
That's it. It's purple. Leg is purple.
Yes. Let's see. I know off the topic slightly, what's up with the Pi phone? Oh, that was the question you answered. Hold on, guys. Ricky Joe, on the AT&T boxes on the road, they say Bell South. Oh my God,
Holy
on
shit.
them. Did AT&T buy out Bell South? Yeah, years ago, centuries ago,
Yeah.
and just not put the AT&T logo on the boxes? Or what's that all about? They literally left them like that from like
Literally,
a millennia.
Yeah, they like bought. That's like 30 years ago or something.
That's crazy.
It was Bell South. It was
That
Bell,
is crazy.
and it was Bell Atlantic.
Yeah, it was.
It was the other side of it. But anyways, yeah.
Ian,
I actually worked on a
see
rack
what you
right
just
next to
did?
Bell Atlantic's rack. That's how I know that.
I know.
Yeah, at the IBM building.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
When you're
But
done
anyways,
with the
yes.
sentence, don't
Sorry,
jump back in.
I will not.
Ian Muddy, did you know that Apple and NVIDIA are investing in Intel and U.S. government?
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. What are they doing? What are they going to do with their money? What is Apple going to do with their money? And NVIDIA has more money than God. They don't even know what to do with it. The only thing is that Chinese AI that I'm going to be talking to you guys about, DeepSeek, is going to change things. It's going to make it so that NVIDIA is not going to make as much money. And I think it's a good thing, because what they're going to do, in short, they're going to offload some of the cognitive power. So you're going to have two portions of your AI. You have your thinking portion of AI, and then you have your encyclopedia portion of AI. And instead of all of it being loaded into the virtual memory of your GPU, right? What they're doing is they're breaking it apart. So all of the stuff that needs the cognitive, the thinking, the synapses type of thing, all of that thought process of the AI is going to stay in your GPU's memory, and then the rest of it can be offloaded to your regular VRAM, your, let's say, whatever you have for VRAM, right? So the bottom line is VRAM is cheap. GPUs are not cheap. So when you can divide it up like that, it's going to allow you to buy a cheaper GPU instead of a very expensive GPU. So NVIDIA is going to take a hit. They're not happy about this at all. None of the AI companies are happy about it at all, because DeepSeek out of China has been stealing a lot from like Claude and from other anyways, I'm not going to do a whole video about it, but the bottom line is hang tight for that. Shit's going to change, and it's going to change really quickly, and you'll notice already, if you go look up and you want to buy memory today for the same gig of RAM is going to cost you double or triple if you can even find it, because people know now to buy more memory, they don't need to buy such a expensive GPU. Anyways, that's like a little tidbit, but that'll be coming to you from me probably as soon as they release the weights for DeepSeek version 4. She kicked me. I'm done.
We are so behind.
Sorry.
John Wolf said Congress is on paid vacation almost all year.
Yeah,
1,000%.
They live on vacation.
Phil's camping, TGIF. How is everyone tonight?
TGIF.
Someone said you should have a phone. I forgot who it was.
I got a phone.
No, like make your own, like, whatever. Pi phone.
Oh,
whatever.
I'll make a JC phone?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. I'm just going through the highlighted questions, so I'm sorry if I miss your comment or question if it's not highlighted. Charles, I used to use Semantic Norton. It's bloatware. Now,
crap.
what
Yep.
can I use that has all the stuff they do, but economically better, even if I point me to an old video?
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I know not to use Semantic ever.
Yeah, Phil's
but
Camping said no way I'll ever use
it's
anything Norton.
complete
It kills
shit.
your computer performance.
It's a big pile of crap. It's spying on you. It's bloatware. It's disgust. So I would use anything but it. But I don't use any of it because I use Linux. I don't use Windows anymore as of about a year and a half ago. So, so I don't want to suggest something because I don't really know. So I don't want to steer you the wrong way. But yes, Semantic is shit. It's always been shit. There's nothing new. Like everyone knows it. You ask anyone, oh, how is Semantic? They're like, oh God, everything runs slow as hell. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Can be. I buy yearly service for X to support freedom. That's a really good point.
Smart. That's smart. Yeah, I'm actually doing the same. I have an X account and I pay them monthly too. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just do it just because. Yeah, like, he doesn't need the money, but I think it's just good.
Thomas said thanks. It's been a fun night.
Thank you,
I'm
Thomas.
trying to finish up, you guys.
Yes, then we'll get out of here. Thank you, Thomas, for
yes.
everything. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Really do.
Charles said, I need to go. Post. Arnold said, if you guys leave tonight, I will go back to playing games.
Good. Play the games, man. Play the games.
Play all the games. All right, let me
it's good
just
for you.
finish up
It's good
here.
for your mind.
Mick Pletcher, using Cloud AI to figure out what each photo of mine is and rename them reflecting the pic contents. It does deep internet
works.
search. It's
it
fantastic.
Will definitely work, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, did you see the huge news this week of the literally virtualizing Fruit File's brain into a virtual environment by mapping all the synaptic connections?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how big a fruit fly's brain really is, but yeah, I could see that happen. By the end of this year, Elon said that AI will be as smart as a human, and within, I think it was 3 or 4 years, AI will be smarter than every human on Earth combined in totality. So just wait for that. And his smarts will be Skynet, right? So his computer will be in space. It'll be node-based. I'm not going to get into it, but I'll probably do another video about that too, because that's a big deal.
Shannon said, I don't know what happened, but I almost went to jail when I got off the ship. Long story, Shannon. We'll have to talk about that later.
Yes, I would love to hear about that.
Oh my God. That's...
Good.
Mick said, did you see the... Oh, no, I just read that. Sorry. I think I caught up.
You caught up? Oh my
Wait,
God.
Squishy 234. What Linux distro do you use, Jake?
Yeah, so I'm using right now Linux Mint, but I did videos on about 5 different Linux distributions when I decided to go with Linux Mint. Linux Mint, the reason I use it is because it's very solid when it comes to video editing. And of course, I have to edit through DaVinci Resolve that I bought. And I want to do it on Linux and not on Windows, obviously. So it's really solid. That's why I use it. Some of the ones that I don't like is I hate Arch Linux. I don't like the way it's made. I don't like it. Some people love it. But for me, Mint or like Ubuntu is probably a really good place to start if you are not already in the Linux community. They're very stable, and a lot of your hardware will just be auto-recognized. You don't have to install anything or do anything, which is really good. So hopefully that helps.
Welch and Son said next Friday night's show will be Shannon and Jail.
Yeah, with bars.
Yeah,
Shannon, come on, get AI
You
together.
know what? I was gonna
Put
say,
yourself
no,
behind
we're gonna
bars
get
like
AI
this.
to
Yeah.
make one.
Shannon in jail. I like it.
So
I
you
like
guys,
it.
I'm sorry if I missed, a couple of comments or questions, but, thank you again for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, love, hate, confess. We take them all.
Everything.
All the things. And then Joe's, your
Take a look at the
space station.
the space station when you're done here.
What's the link for that again?
I stuck it. Matter of fact, I'll just
give it to me again.
No, you're not gonna
okay.
be able to do it because it's.
Oh, I can't do it. It's special K.
No, look how long it is.
Look at that.
Yeah, so that right there is a space station. Go in there, listen to the stuff, look at what rockets are going to be launching, and all the rest of the information. And it's live, so it's constantly changing. It's up to date. You can go there anytime you want, and you're going to get the latest and greatest information on space.
Yeah.
So,
and also, if you ended up getting a gifted membership from Shannon,
yes. There was Anne from Thomas, right? Did
Yeah.
Thomas? I think Thomas did it too, right?
I
Was it
think
Thomas?
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, just reach out and say thank you, and everyone who super chatted and all of that. Thank you for your support.
Yeah,
Thank
it really
you so
it means
much.
a lot. And let me tell you, the last videos I've been doing, guys, have been doing really, really well. Lots and lots of views, anywhere from 100,000 plus to 70 to 60 to 30,000. Even some of the videos that I know are about or are for me, they're still getting some traction. Where I know YouTube does not want to give it traction, but yet you guys are still watching, and I do appreciate that.
Yes.
So just keep subscribed, and whenever a video comes out, just go watch it, take a look, because it does get grayed out and dumbed down by YouTube. If I say anything bad about, for example, Jeff Bozo over there, they will dumb it down and they won't tell you that it's even out. So if you just keep monitoring the channel, you're going to see all the new stuff. So I appreciate it.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you for
have a
everything.
Good weekend. Disconnect for a little while.
Yeah.
And
Put your phone to a Faraday cage.
Yeah, whatever. Just chuck it.
Do that.
Yeah. And have a great week.
Blessings, guys.
Bye.
Take care.